The Hanseatic League, a formidable commercial and defensive alliance of merchant guilds and market towns in northwestern and central Europe, profoundly shaped the economic and political landscapes of the Middle Ages. The League's origins can be traced back to the 12th century, when merchants from various North German towns began forming loose associations to protect their mutual trading interests. Initially, these merchants banded together for safety against piracy and to negotiate better trading privileges. Over time, these ad hoc arrangements evolved into a more structured and formal alliance. The term Hanse itself comes from the old High German word for a group or guild. By the 13th century, the Hanseatic League began to solidify its power. Lübeck, founded in 1143, emerged as a central hub due to its strategic location on the Baltic Sea, becoming the de facto capital of the League. Lübeck's merchants were instrumental in establishing trading outposts, known as kontors, in major cities such as Bruges, Bergen, London, and Novgorod. These kontors facilitated the League's trade, acting as semi-autonomous enclaves that managed their internal affairs and dealings with local authorities. The Hanseatic League's influence peaked between the 13th and 15th centuries, controlling a vast trade network that spanned from London in the west to Novgorod in the east. The League's merchants traded a diverse array of goods, including timber, fish, furs, grain, salt wine, and cloth. This extensive trade network allowed the League to dominate northern European commerce, effectively creating a monopoly on key trade routes. The League's economic power translated into significant political influence. The Hanseatic cities collectively wielded substantial leverage, often negotiating trade privileges, exemptions from tolls, and other favorable terms from local rulers. The League also had its own naval forces to protect its interests and on occasion to exert military pressure. Notably, in the late 14th century, the Hanseatic League waged the First Danish-Hanseatic War against Denmark to secure trade routes and privileges, emerging victorious and further solidifying its influence. The Hanseatic League operated through a complex yet effective governance structure. Major decisions were made at Hansetagen, or diets, which were assemblies attended by representatives from member cities. These gatherings deliberated on policies, resolved disputes, and coordinated collective actions. Despite the lack of a formal, centralized government, this cooperative model allowed the League to maintain cohesion and pursue common objectives effectively. The Hanseatic League's decline began in the late 15th century, primarily due to the rise of powerful nation-states and emerging competitors. The advent of the Age of Exploration diverted trade routes away from the Baltic and North Seas towards the Atlantic, reducing the League's dominance. Portuguese and Spanish exploration opened new maritime routes to Asia and the Americas, offering goods that Hanseatic merchants could not compete with. Internal strife also contributed to the League's decline. Disputes among member cities over trade policies and political alignments weakened the unity that had been the League's strength. Additionally, as some cities grew more powerful and independent, their commitment to collective action waned. The growing influence of territorial princes and the centralization of political power in emerging nation-states further eroded the autonomy of Hanseatic cities. The destructive impact of warfare also played a significant role in the decline of the Hanseatic League. The 16th and 17th centuries saw numerous conflicts in Europe, including the 30 Years' War, which devastated many Hanseatic cities. These wars disrupted trade, drained resources, and led to economic decline, making it increasingly difficult for the League to maintain its former dominance. Despite its decline, the legacy of the Hanseatic League endures in various aspects of modern Europe. The League set precedents for international trade regulations, commercial law, and cooperative economic policies. Many of the former Hanseatic cities, such as Hamburg, Bremen, and Lübeck, remain prominent economic centers in Germany. The Hanseatic tradition of mutual support and cooperation among cities also laid the groundwork for later economic alliances and the development of the European Union. The Hanseatic League was a remarkable phenomenon in medieval Europe, shaping the economic and political dynamics of the region for centuries. From its humble beginnings as a protective association of merchants, It grew into a powerful and influential trading alliance that dominated Northern European trade. Although it eventually declined due to competition, internal struggles and geopolitical changes, the League's legacy lives on. Its contributions to trade, law, culture and urban development continue to be felt, making the Hanseatic League a pivotal chapter in the history of Europe.